Hey everyone, so this is a tech video. If you're not into that, then I guess watch something else. Watch one of my old knife videos if you're a knife person. But today is a pretty exciting day for Apple geeks, um, technology geeks, whatever. I guess I'm one of them. I just find I'm not an overly huge fanboy, but I just like how they work. iOS 6 came out today, and there's all kinds of videos on YouTube about summarizing what's in iOS 6 and the new features or lack thereof and all that stuff. What I'm focusing on in this video is the little details, that the bug fixes, the niceties that I know I've been um, not necessarily frustrated with, but wishing they would be fixed. And it looks like some of them did get fixed today. The ones that I noticed that are fixed, and I have an iPhone 4 and a new iPad, the iPad 3, that I've updated today. And right off, I'll say that the installs, by the way, they went fine. You plug them in with your power source, and they update over Wi-Fi, and I didn't have any problems with the update at all. The first thing that I like what they did was they put in the settings app, they put the Bluetooth on and off switch right at the top here, right next to your Wi-Fi by your airplane mode. Great. It used to be 3 or 4 layers down. You had to, scroll through it, and it was maddening to turn that thing on and off. I typically leave it off when I'm not using it, obviously, because I find that your battery can go a little faster if you have the Bluetooth on all the time. And I also don't think it's really necessary if you know you're just not going to use Bluetooth. There's no reason to have it on and have a bunch of, more connectivity and things flying out around the airwaves wherever you are. So right up front, very handy, great. They have a do not disturb feature which you can turn on and it won't bother you at night, but still give you some features for some people to really get a hold of you. You can call, if a person calls multiple times, it'll let them through. I haven't played with that fully yet, but that's a nice to have. The other thing is that when you're updating applications, you go to the App Store, and so for apps that you already own, I know you can't see any of this at all, but in the App Store, whether it's on the iPhone or your iPad or whatever you have, you used to have to sign in with your password every single time you wanted to do an update, right? So the patch comes out for an application that you use. Well, now you don't have to sign in anymore unless you're buying something. A paid application. You just go up to the left corner, you hit update all, and they all start downloading, which is great. It's just a time saver where you don't have to enter your password all the time. I suspect I'll probably start forgetting that password now, and it'll be a pain later on, but this is handy. It looks like on the iPad that they have the clock application moved over. It looks a little nicer. It has the world time zones, which I find handy. And you can have an alarm on here too, which I think is great. It's, Apple had done it anyways for the iPhone. Why not have it on the iPad? It's something that's handy and lightweight, and so why not? Why not have it? Wish the Stocks application was actually on the iPad as well. Maybe they did port it over. They did not. Okay, so that's nice. I would say that the new thing on the iPad 3, I probably read this at some point, but I forgot about it, I guess. But Siri, show me Creative Outlet Hobbies videos on YouTube. That probably won't work.
Searching the web for Craig McDowell hobby videos on YouTube.
Yeah. So my goofball way of speaking didn't remotely get that right at all. It's probably just the screen name. But anyways, the Siri on here is pretty cool. You just hold the home button down the whole way. How are you doing today? How are you today? Yeah, so anyways, go out and play with Siri. It's on your iPad 3 now. Um, what else? You have the actual turn-by-turn navigation on the iPad 3 now, the new iPad, which I also was not expecting. So that's pretty neat. What I will say is that the Maps feature, it is the new Maps application. It's no longer Google-based, which I'm sure you are into. If you're into this stuff, you've read this already. But it doesn't look as good as the old Maps that was on here. Specifically meaning that in certain areas that I've looked, let's just say that the detail, the zoom in ability is not there. The Google Maps had a greater zoom ability. You could see more detail. It zoomed in further, right? So that's kind of a downside. I've also seen a little less streets populated when you get in real close. So whatever, I'm sure they'll improve on this over time. I guess I would prefer to sacrifice some image detail for driving directions, turn-by-turn directions. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Overall, I mean, I'm not seeing any major performance issues. There's some Facebook integration built into iOS 6. Not a huge Facebook user, but and I'm also a little concerned about making it easy to access my services, right? Because I don't want to hit the wrong thing or send it to the wrong group. I guess the integration is nice and you optionally can use it, but I don't want to make it necessarily too easy and you accidentally send something to the wrong group, right? So anyways, that's that. And I found that so far on my iPhone 4, and I'm still playing around with this, I'm not seeing any major performance reduction, and which is always a concern. And actually, that's been the historical thing, right? Is that you take an older phone or device, and the performance is a lot slower once you put on one of these updates. So far, not any worse than what it already was. So I would say, try it out. If you have an iPad 3, absolutely put it on. If you have an iPhone 4, I mean, you get a few new features. You're not going to get Siri or anything like that. You get the Facebook integration. You get the Passbook application, which I've not played with it at all yet. So there's some things, maybe let the dust settle a little bit, see if other people report it performing okay. I mean, to me, it seems actually it's moving through pretty fast. So, it's out, it's available, check it out. I like it. I'm happy with it so far. Always want to see a little more, but I'm happy with what I got. Later, everyone.